What's up, world? We're live, by the way. I am live streaming Star Citizen right now. Let's start playing. Cut the audio down just a tad. Oh man, I haven't played this game in like 3 fucking years.
Yeah, how did you boot up the game and not have like a bunch of updates?
Oh no, I did. I had to. So me and a friend was gonna try to play this yesterday, right? And for those of you who don't know, who may be watching, Star Citizen is notoriously a big as fuck game. So you don't need an SSD to play it, but it's highly recommended. And
Yeah.
without realizing it, I had to. Yeah, I turned it down a bit. You need it down a bit more, Garion? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it was the initial game to install the game on the computer was 53 gigs, right?
All right.
And then when you install it, there's a 103 gigabyte update.
Yeah, now it's fucking massive. Yeah.
And then today, when I went to start the stream about an hour ago, there was another 10 gigabyte update out of the blue. Like I launched the game, it got immediately kicked out of the launch screen and told to update the game. And yesterday, because me and my friends played Barotrauma last night, that's why I wasn't on Rezla's stream last night. So, like, while I was playing Barotrauma, I was trying to download this because beforehand I had accidentally installed it to my D drive, which is my 1 terabyte hard drive. It's not a solid state drive. And then I could not clear the space, so I wound up having to download Razer Cortex so it could clean everything after I factory reset my computer so I could wipe everything but my personal files and my Steam apps. Now I'm running pretty good, and I have everything optimized.
I've got to look up Vortex. I've never heard of it before. Now I have to go look.
It's the you got Vortex, Cortex, and Synapse, and they all do great things for your computer, especially if you use Razer products, and I'm a Razer fanboy. So excuse the dual thing. I want to make sure we're coming through.
No, I'm never really done Discord to YouTube before, so I'm catching up.
You got Vortex, Cortex, and Synapse. Okay, I'm coming through. Chat, or Garion, I don't know if you're the only one in chat or if it's you. Just let me know if you can hear both of us. I know you can hear me.
Yeah, I don't even have YouTube open because I get feedback. Like it's got a delay on it. It drives me insane.
Well, see, whenever you're in a VC at Discord, it typically picks up everything.
Right.
So when you speak, my audio bars go to 100, which is just record. It shows you it's recording the sound, and the bass sound.
Yeah.
The bass sound is the game in the background, and then
right.
when you speak, it picks it up and it shoots it to the red to let me know it's recording. So
right.
On Streamlabs it's working, and this is how I suggest people stream is on Discord. Like build a Discord community because you really fight porn bombers that way.
Yes. Yeah, I've got a fix for that too on StreamYard. I ended up building a OBS panel system. So there's like basically a plug-in. But I've got like a lot of nasty stuff that goes in there. Like if you connect, I'm gonna know who you are.
Ah.
So if you decide that you want to like porn bomb kind of thing, right? Like I will find you.
I have a certain set of skills. I will find you. Your family will know of your misdeeds.
I've never. it was never really a nasty problem within riskies. That was the one thing that I didn't never really had to contend with going from CTs to riskies. But the more I start running into the whole beef sector thing, it's like, people are everybody complains that if you have like a stream going and somebody decides like to do a form bomb, well then you have to stop the stream, right? You have to hack off that part of the end if you're wanting to like re-upload it, like keep it kind of thing. Because I kind of consider it like I don't know, it ain't the porn bomb, the threat of shutting a channel down. That to me isn't a concern. That's easy to deal with, right? It's just having to redo if you've been streaming for like 3 hours, right? You lose all that content if you're just going to throw the thing in the trash. And that's the part that I find I'm offended by. So that's the thing that I'm trying to do is keep the last 3 hours, be able to shave it off and kind of make it like an easier system to deal with. Everybody says just run in delay mode and you don't have a problem with it, but delay just helps you avoid the TOS, right? You still have to hack that thing up, and I don't like it. I just don't like all the extra steps. So I'm really big into automation. Same thing with like StreamYard. It would function the same way that StreamYard works, with the exception of when somebody shows up into the, I guess they call it the green room. When somebody pops in, right, it gives the host, or at least it gives the host and or the co-host, if one exists, it gives them all of the information of the connector, where they're coming from, the social media accounts. Like, it's nasty, real nasty. This whole anonymous bullshit doesn't really ever, it never did exist. It's just I'm putting it on like screen so it can show up. So the host can kind of like easily just look down and see what all information they need. Do I know this person? Do I not know this person?
I don't like the new character designer. It's weird.
The character designer for I keep seeing a lot of updates, but it's so damn, as you said, it's so massive. It seems like they're kind of like got different parts to it. Like people, you got one development team for like ships and stuff like that. You got another development team for like functionality, gravity on planets. Another development team for just planets, mapping, things like that, and then another one for character. It's a lot of stuff in there. I give it to them though. I think they did a fairly decent job.
I'm trying to create myself in here. They're doing a fairly decent job.
I might get a little scratchy. I'm stepping out the back door for a smoke. It's snowing today, so I'm having a crappy day.
Looking at this, if this is actual racial DNA, I might have a little Mongoloid in me. not Asianistic, but Mongoloid, because the European guy on the right and the Asianistic dude, maybe Russian white dude on the left, like their features blended together, it's creating a pretty decent rough sketch. I can't exactly get the skin texture right, and the cheekbones right, but the jawline's right. The nose is pretty much on point, and my lips are a bit more thicker than that, but their shape is down, and the eye color's down. So let me see if they got the mustache and beard is definitely a 100%. I just got to get fucking super long white boy hair and then put my hair color in. My hair would be a mixture of those two long hair types. Oh, here we go. No, I don't have dreads. I do have to fix. You mentioned the delay earlier. I have to fix the delay because it's not exactly. Oh, the beard's right. The beard's okay. The eyebrows are okay. Damn.
The delay is only a problem if you're like, so like, if you're in Discord, obviously you're in Discord, so you're hearing what's all going on, right? If you're in Discord and, streaming YouTube at the same time, right? Like, you got two outputs coming at you. You hear a voice twice. That's why I don't have YouTube open right now. Which I should mute it so I can see the chat. I'm just too busy running around the house. Shit done.
I'm gonna keep mainly the base character because it kind of looks pretty much like me. Yeah, we are gonna play the tutorial because I have not played in forever. Oh, by the way, have you? When have you the last time you played? Gosh.
Star Citizen?
Yeah.
Years.
So now they have orbital assault, which means there's a whole plethora. Whenever one of the planets is updated to a battleground in Persistent Universe, you can now go to a station and participate in the conflict on the ground and do orbital assaults. As well as they have finally created a second solar system.
Alright.
Or so I've heard. So right now you have Stanton and Pyro. Which it won't let me unlock. It won't let me spawn in Pyro. So let's see.
You could have hollered. I'd bring it up to you.
New Babbage. I like New Babbage. Area 18. Isn't that?
I'm most likely not gonna play anytime soon. I need to, like, all I got's a laptop, and it's usually mostly for work. I need to get a desktop, and I'm kind of, I don't know, lazy right now. I don't want to go shopping for anything. I got so much crap that has to be done around the house that just mostly focused on that. I need to have a beer party. Get a bunch of drunk carpenters over to help me kill the shit cockeyed.
All I have to do is get some canned air, clean out the spider webs from my case, clean off my motherboard, and install to have 32 gigabytes of RAM. Because right now, without the booster, I would not be lagging really bad. 'Cause, like, graphics wise, I can play this on medium to high settings, but like as far as RAM goes, RAM is what I'm lacking. 'Cause I have a 1660 Super.
Yeah.
Which runs at baselines of a 3060. Or its equivalent of a 3060 on baselines. It can't do the advanced stuff that the 3060 can. But see, Lorville is Lorville. I forget where Lorville's at. I know Orson's a gas giant. Area 18, I believe, is that city on like the Earth type planet, and New Babbage is on like a frozen planet. I like New Babbage the best. So, I'm going to have a permanent residence on New Babbage. But yeah, no, I have some friends that are supposed to play. They fixed the issue with the you know how the door would kick out and like hit you into the fucking dark space whenever you go to the hangar on New Babbage or any of the planets really. Yes, we lost him for a little bit. He's smoking a cigarette.
Alright, I'm back.
Oh no,
Oh,
I'm
what's up?
here. I'm just.
Hey, is my mic a little too loud? Because I got some forklifts in the background.
No, it's
Oh,
actually.
you sound a little low.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh, okay, hold on. Give me a minute.
Hey, you were watching the stream, right?
Yeah.
How's the audio? Is it better at 20 or should I up it to 40?
Nah, it's good now. It was like earlier whenever you were playing, it was really loud and I couldn't hear either one of you talking.
Okay, yeah, no. It was at like a hundo. I might need to lower some of the graphics. I don't know. I haven't played this in forever.
I never played Star Citizen before, but I heard it. I know it has pretty accurate space travel.
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty beast mode to be honest. Give me that. Yeah.
How does my mic sound now? I turned the output all the way up.
Sounds great.
Alright, cool.
Okay, so just drop my gun, my starter gun. Good idiot. I forgot completely how to do any of this.
You seem to have some big ass laser rifle looking thing.
Oh yeah, it's a grenade launcher.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's something I got in the starter pack that I bought because you know you don't buy the game, you buy a starter pack.
Wait, so does that mean there's like different starter packs for different parts of the game?
There's two starter packs. There's a 45, which is what I got, which was the cheapest at the time, and I got it on sale for 35. And then there is a 65, or it is different ships. It is what it is. Like
Is the ships the only different thing, or do you have like different loadouts overall?
No, it's the ships are the only thing. And I think there's a couple starter items that come in different. Oh, cool! I sat down. That's wonderful. Yep. Nope, don't open that up. Press F1. Alright. You can even like call people on a screen around here. It's actually,
Oh, really?
Yeah. So me and my friends, we do in-game chats when we play sometimes. And one of the coolest things is whenever you do an in-game chat, it literally will open up a vid screen, right? And I think it'll be the top or the bottom right or the bottom left, either way. And
Does it? We're gonna say, does it have proximity voice?
No,
I know a lot of games.
Well, yeah, it does have proximity voice, but you can call. You're calling them, and it's like you're talking through a headset.
Oh, that's cool as shit. Kind of like an actual air pilot. That's pretty cool.
Yes. And you can see their character if they're like piloting their ship manually. You see their character do the same thing. They like look around the cockpit, and you'll be able to see what they're looking at. It is quite cool.
That's pretty lit. Do they have piracy missions in this game?
Yes. Oh yeah, no. This game, for what it is, for how small it is, right? Because like years ago, it promised to be like uber big ass fucking
the next No Man's Sky?
Yeah, well, no, this is like 20 years before No Man's Sky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this game is going on 30 years old.
Really? And it's only got one solar. You said earlier it has like 2 solar systems now.
Here's the thing: the sheer amount of stuff you can do is what makes it special.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, just doing an OnlyFans shot for you guys. But now, I have to show. I have to like there's a mission in here. I don't know if it's still in here, and it is my favorite. It is my favorite mission, and it is a For one, all right. For one, let me start off. For one, this is Star Citizen, not Starfield, right? This shit, like when you take off from a launch pad, you have to pilot your ship it's in outer space, and you can and will crash like a motherfucker. So, and that's one of my favorite things. That's why I named it Back, and that's why I named the stream Back in the Saddle, because you're gonna see me probably crash the like in here in a second, because I do not like. There are auto landers if you don't like doing it, but it takes up a module slot on your ship, and I don't like that.
Okay, so what are the long-term consequences for crash?
Well, since it's not a finished game, there are really no long-term consequences. It used to be when you died, you lost everything on your inventory, but because there were some glitches that they could not seem to get fixed, I think you get your basics back. Because like they're like I'm doing the tutorial, but let's say this elevator right here worked. If this was the one that took us to the handles, this part of the door would go under the map and get stuck, and then when it finally released, the top part would hit you, and it would hit you into the void, and you would die. And if you had it was at random, so if you had like a loadout you just bought, you were fucked. You lost like 100,000 credits.
That is a bullshit game design. That is
let
bullshit.
me know if there's
game
anything
design.
I can help you with.
Well, the thing is, like, this is one station on one planet. Now, it happens to be the biggest
let me know if
game
there's anything I
area,
can help you with.
but I don't want to buy armchairs, furniture. No, I have to.
Hi, thanks for coming in.
I have to buy it.
Oh, okay. Hold on, I'll be back. Bosses walking around.
Hi, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, no, I haven't played this in several years, so I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm here. I'm just listening to debate about that kid that got stabbed in Texas.
That makes me mad. The way they're acting about that kid makes me mad.
I guess everybody's how to explain it. Seems like the case is it like when something happens, is it racially motivated? If it's this and that, I tend to think that if you get two cultures kind of like in the same place, you're going to have misunderstandings. That's the whole thing, right? If I'm raised in one culture and I'm taught to act and behave in one way, and then I'm in an environment within another culture, right? It's kind of like the idea is there's going to be clashes. It's because people don't do and behave, act, talk, walk. I mean, all of this, they don't do the same way. And by default, anything different should be suspect. I mean, it's just part of self-preservation. It's just pattern recognition. I don't think there's anything here. I also claim, a bunch of teenagers, that this the whole point is you're supposed to be learning how the world works kind of thing. I don't know. I definitely don't think it's racially motivated. I mean, they're football players. Even if it was the case that they were like rivals, even within the same high school, right? I mean, that's how we're taught. We're taught to compete with each other. So in my mind, it's already based on the concept of competition. I just don't think that. I'm not really convinced that race is much to do with anything other than two parties happen to be different races. I do lay claim that cultural differences is we don't all raise our kids the same way. You know, I wasn't taught the same way, say, like my neighbors were. So I mean, it's just we're different, right? Things are going to pop off at some point. I also think that's kind of like the check mechanism. If the thing that prevents me from talking and behaving any certain way toward another person is the threat of violence, at the end of the day, that's what it is. So it would be in my best interest to always kind of like read the room, be aware of my surroundings, that kind of thing. So I don't really, I just don't see that it's anything more than what it always has been, if that makes any sense. I think we want to like weaponize, oh, well, see, you know, this is what happened, and right, like there's all of this, I can read people's minds, somebody was thinking this and somebody was thinking that, like everybody's adding a little bit something to it, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I just think it is the case that if you want to ensure like my group is the one that dominates everybody else, I should just generally stick to my group. I can't even argue against that, right? It's like if I don't want others to influence my family, right, I want to keep them separated from whatever, you know, bullshit that exists out there in society that I oppose. Just keep them separated. But if you want to interact with each other, you just got to be prepared that, you know, stuff's always going to pop off. There's always going to be disagreements.
Oh no, Josh, you'll never guess what just happened.
Uh-oh.
I just got one of those glitches, and there is no more void. It just glitched me out into out. There's the void. See, I find this horrifying. They put the ocean under it, and then like in space, and that just scares me about the ocean. But now we get to see what happens when we die.
Yeah, I'd rather that remain a mystery.
Well, see, this is part of the reason I love Star Citizen, right? Because you do have these shitty bugs, and they make it retarded, they make it dumb. Now what I can't activate my shit while I'm falling now? What? Oh, that's wild. I guess I just gotta wait to die. But no, like I don't know. I don't know about the whole shooting that happened because
It was just a stabbing.
oh yeah, the stabbing, because I don't like that happened, but I wasn't there and I don't know what happened. Me, I do think it was racially motivated, because you do have one portion of the population that thinks that they're a constant victim and that they're justified in anything they do like that. And
Yeah, but that is my only pushback is here. That's what we're taught.
yeah,
That becomes the problem, right? And it would seem like look at it like this. Let's say we're all like 16, 17 years old, right? The intake or the input, the information coming into us is going to be generally whatever's like people set. Like a gossip concept. They're teenagers. We can't expect them to make like life decisions based off of experience. They can't have any. They don't have enough time for that, right? So it would be clear that the people around them are teaching them something. And this is where I've got the whole idea of like the victimization. I'm so done with this shit. Right? Like we're all gonna have to figure out how to fucking do the thing we're gonna do. Right? Like at the end of the day, it's always gonna boil down to you do dumb shit, you're gonna have dumb consequences happen to you. It seems to be the case that we just don't teach our kids to kind of like do for yourselves, right? Like it shouldn't matter about the other person. It really shouldn't matter. It should be straight up competition.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, right? Ben, you've talked about the competition thing a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should it be competition all the time? No.
Well, no, you got to take a break, right? You need a vacation, right?
Well, not everything is to be competitive. Not everything should be competitive either. But the thing is, when you're
well, not amongst family, right? But it switches the, I guess what you call a paradigm, right? Like it's just my family versus the next guy's family, right? But once you get to that point where there's so much, I don't know, cohesion between the two, it just becomes, well, that, that family or those two families generally become one, a society, a labeled society by themselves, right? And then that label competes with the next label over. So it's always a state of constant, right? But it would be the case that you would want your, I don't even know how this is not natural. It would be the case that you would want your group, whether it's going to be your, immediate family, then extended family, maybe a neighborhood, then a town, right? Like it's always going to be the case that you're going to want to like group up with somebody else. You got to work with somebody around you.
yeah.
But like, I don't disagree with the concept of like, the claim like it can't always be competition. You're right. At some point you have to have alliances, and you damn sure, if you have family, you damn sure had better figure that whole like family alliance things out. You can't have, if you're fighting in your own family, you damn sure can't expect to have like bullshit outside, right? Like you can't fight inside your own house and outside. You're just going to wear yourself out.
I don't know where I stand on this, man, because it's wrong. I truly believe it's wrong, and I don't want to believe it's racially motivated. I want to believe there's good in the world.
Well, to be fair, it also depends on what you mean by racially motivated. If it is the case that people are teaching people like, hey, there's another group, they're holding us down, right? That by definition would make it racially motivated, in the sense that people are being taught that your skin tone is the thing that everybody's like using against you and weaponizing, right? If that makes any sense. So that would be the case. It just, I guess, now boils down to what does one mean by racially motivated? I find it really hard to believe that somebody would walk up to another person and say, hey, I don't like your skin tone, I'm going to stab you.
Yeah, that's always kind of been the case. I don't think that's what happened either.
Yeah, I don't know any details about it. Something about a tent. Somebody was sharing a tent or something. I have no idea. I guess they were like at an event or something. So by tent, I'm assuming they mean like one of those like, I don't know, things that kind of like, it's like a covering or something so you can stay out of the weather while you're watching a game or something. I don't know. I don't even pretend to know about the details. And mostly, to be honest with you, don't really care either. It's not in my town. I got enough problems in my own town. I can't be concerned with what happens over in the next town, let alone the next state.
Yeah, true. That is a very true statement.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, man, I don't know all the way around. I don't.
I'm just mostly tired of the race stuff. I think I'm kind of done with that. Like if we all just want to sit around and fight over skin tone, I think we've got some problems with ourselves. Like if that's what society's boiled down to, you just look different than me. Fuck, right? It's got to be, if there's got to be a conflict, it's got to be something more specific. hey, look, you guys behave in a certain way that isn't really productive, right? Like there's got to be something a lot more grounded in it, right? It just can't boil down to, you look different. It's too simplistic.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel where you're coming from. I do. But at the same time, I feel like humans are very retarded.
I don't disagree. I'm starting to feel like the older I get, the dumber I get. I might be joining y'all.
I hate that. I hate just leaving it to that, right? Because, humans are retarded, Because, I went back and I watched Rizla's stream of what happened with Tenth Man. And you know what? I absolutely agree, because that shit's like, I'm the smartest person. Humans are retarded except for me.
We're now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
Hello there.
That's all that ego-driven. I'd explain it. It's the ego drive. I'm the most important thing in my world. Well, fuck off, right? Like, we all know this is never the case. In my family, I'm definitely not the most important. I don't even care where I fall on that ladder hierarchy, right? Like, I'm still end up having to be responsible for people underneath of me. It doesn't matter whether my intellect is, at some weird standard. It just doesn't really matter. I don't get the ego drive. Are we all out here looking for attention on the internet? Are we trying to convince everybody else that we're good people or bad people or whatever? Just a sales pitch.
Well, see, what annoyed me with that, with him specifically, right? He is so ignorant, but because of his personal beliefs and being a homosexual and a liberal, he thinks that he's correct about everything. And it's just
that would be the case.
It's just the type of person he is, and it annoys the fuck out of me. And it's like, these people aren't worth talking to. That's what I was trying to tell Brick when we had that little spat in the back chat, right? Is some conversations and some people aren't worth talking to or having, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that this dude thinks that he knows what AI is. AI is nothing but it's a language learning and rapid data perusing database. That's it. It's not a sentient being. It's not a critical being. It gives you answers based on logic and data. That's why you have to set the parameters. If it was a living being or a critical or sentient being, you wouldn't be able to program around it, because here's the thing: most AI goes extremely racist based off that, and they shut it down.
Yeah, it would have to be, because it would be a different category. Yeah.
So, and it's a language learning model. By language learning, I mean you speak to it and it learns based off the data you put in. And people think it's such a big thing. It's a great tool. I use AI here on the channel. For a lot of my backgrounds, a lot of my thumbnails, I use AI. I'm not a good artist. I'm an okay editor as well, but I'm not even really that good of an editor. So I use AI to help me edit. And people they want to talk to these chat AIs it's some big omega great thing, and at the end of the day, PvP must be enabled. I need to get the hell out of here before some player comes in and shoots me. There's a bunch of dead bodies.
Run, you little bitch! Run!
I have my starter grenade launcher. I'll just fucking whip that bitch out and be like, "Qua back."
Damn, there's a lot of corpses. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. These guys must have.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
So what the heck are you guys talking about? I came in a little late.
Oh, it's I ended up poking. I used to work for a community called This Might Be Risky. I don't know, it popped up on my YouTube feed, and I guess they're talking about that.
They're talking about the race war. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. I think ultimately it just boils down to an excuse. I would how to explain it. So a justification would be the reasoning prior to the action. An excuse would be the reasoning after the action. So it's basically a before or after kind of concept. And I think most of the time we utilize excuses for our behavior.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm starting to think that we're so damn dishonest with everything. Like we feel the need to convince everybody that, oh, I'm a good person or I'm a bad person. What the hell is this catering to society? Is that the most important thing in your life?
I mean, for a lot of people, yeah. Most people usually don't have a life outside the internet.
I hope I hope that's not the case.
Well, they're so entrenched in the internet. Because I had a discussion about this with a couple of my friends the other day. We were talking about it's specific. It was mainly specifically with like older people, like people 60 plus to be specific. We were like, why are so many old people getting so entrenched in internet culture nowadays? Because we've been noticing that for the past like 2 or 3 weeks or so. I've been seeing a lot of on-panel internet beef amongst older people, and I'm like, why are they getting so engulfed in this? Don't they have like grandkids to take care of, or, like, guardians of the water, something? And I'm like, why? And it's not just like some old people, like 2 or 3. It's been like 5 different internet beefs that me and my friends have been tracking amongst older people. I'm not gonna get in specifics, but some of them Orthodox, and some of them you don't. And a lot of this shit has been going on. I was like, why the fuck does this keep happening?
No, the old people at the end of the day, it's at least is the last 100 years has always been the case. Like the old grandma and grandpa are like stuck home, right? You do have to find something to entertain yourself. You're not at that point where you're like, well, like you said, like they're taking care of the grandkids. Grandkids off doing their own thing, right? Like you're only going to get a small amount of time with them anyways. It's a byproduct of where we are as a society. It's really what it is.
Little mosquito bite ship. This is the starter ship that I bought. It is the cheapest because I just wanted to play the game with some friends. I had a wealthy benefactor 3 years ago when I was playing. Dude was like rich in real life, so he had like capital ships and everything. And we were running like a 6-man capital ship, doing anti-piracy actions.
Well, here, that would seem like that might actually be both the cause and the solution. Would be the idea of what are you doing? Like, to be fair, like that's the question. Example, like if old people are like all hanging out on the internet, like, and that's the question, the thing that we're questioning. You would ask the old people, what the hell are you doing? You should generally have that conversation. Well, I don't have like a lot of, I've got a lot of free time, don't have a lot to do, that kind of thing, right? But it always boils down to that. What are you doing with your life? It's really what it seems to always boil down to. So have we all like messed up our priorities, or our priorities shifting in life, that kind of thing? And I think they probably should be, but do we have too much free time? Is that a problem? That would be the modernity concept, right? Like technology was supposed to basically free up time to do something else. We definitely have more time, like in this generation, than we do previous generations. I think that's just probably one of the results that come out of technology. But we don't seem to be doing anything extra. Like we get more free time, but we don't seem to be like more productive than the previous generation.
Oh man, I have not taken off in this game in 3 fucking years. I'm trying to do it.
Worst. Let me ask that question. Like productivity, like I don't even know what that means anymore.
I mean, I think the overall output of, like you said, Doug, I think a lot of, like, the overall output of work has been greatly reduced, but I think the overall stress that would come with work has greatly increased. Because a lot of people just don't know it. Yeah, and not to mention people, even with all the extra free time people have, most people don't know what to do with it, so they kind of just fuck around and get into unnecessary drama, or get into some sort of unnecessary stimulation.
Yeah.
I can't pause this being a game, so hopefully I don't crash. I want to show people the ship. in space or in taking off. I don't know where the because I don't remember any of the fucking key lines.
Damn.
I'm sorry, y'all go ahead.
Oh no.
No,
I'm watching you.
yeah, and I'm kind of chewing on the ideas. Eh.
Trying to remember how to cycle camera. You know what? Before I crash. Yep. Oh fuck! I seen that altitude rapidly dropping. But no, like I don't know, man. I personally, because I'm gonna do a stream on morality tonight because Bresla inspired me to have that type of talk. But I want to be able to have it where you're not getting spoken over, like it's not an actual conversation. It's people that take turns to tell you their opinion. You know.
Well, you got a strong mic. I think you can kind of moderate fairly decently. Like if that's your goal, I think you do okay with it. I'm not gonna lie. I would rather us sit around arguing over moral standards than I would, like, I don't know, the girls are not acting right, so we have to do a certain way, right? It's just at the end of the day, it's always going to boil down to some type of moral standards. So the question would become, yeah,
they trifle.
what standard is most going to benefit us? Because like even me from like the secular side think that I could kind of like tend to agree a hell of a lot with the Christian side just in that concept again. I can find parallels to bridge the two.
1 point for the Catholics, baby.
See, we are not in orbit yet. We're in low orbit, but see, that's where we're at. We're about to be in orbit.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little God, Ortho's fixing to kick my ass, right? Because I'm a little bit more of a fan of orthodoxy, but not based off of doctrine, just based off of the vast majority of the Orthodox churches I've ever seen. They tend to be very, I don't know, suspicious of new members, things like that, right? So they're a little bit more closed knit, and now I don't know a lot about the Catholic churches, we say like within the Midwest or the South or anything, but they seem to be very open and welcoming, right? Yeah, at the end of the day, I don't particularly like that. It not for the sake of it's not a hospitality, like it's not it's not a dump on hospitality. You obviously have to have some part of it. But if you're just letting anybody in and out the door, right? It's that negativity is that's what's going to judge. A church is going to be judged based off of the poor degenerates that you allowed walk in the door, right? There has to be some type of standard, at least enforced somewhere or the other. So I'm a real big fan of that whole, like, look, we don't behave this way. Y'all got to get the hell out, or you have to act right. That kind of thing. That seems a lot more normal for like a group membership than it would be for going a little bit too far with the whole like Jesus was all loving of everybody. Like that's just taking it to a horribly new extreme. That I don't like the reputation of the church in it. I don't think it's so much of there's a vast majority of bad Christians out there. I think that we just got to the point we tolerated way too much. And so I wish the church would kind of like clean up, because I would damn sure promote the hell out of a church.
Yeah, Doug, I do get your point. A lot of Catholic churches specifically, I don't know much about Presbyterian churches or Orthodox churches, but I do know a lot of Catholic churches do tend to look the other way when it comes to having certain high members. If, like, let's say some drama happens or some rumors get spread about a certain member,
right,
who's been to the church a long time, they are more likely to look the other way or to just be silent in order to maintain face, other than directly confront any sort of negative or bad behavior or rumors of bad behavior.
Right. Yeah.
And I do admit that it is to the detriment of a lot of Catholic churches.
Yeah, I'm not going to see. The part is well, now if you're going to use that as an example, to me that's a normal example that would ain't no different from like the bingo hall or the local youth community, right? Like, yeah, everybody has this issues. I wouldn't even push that one off on exclusive to the Catholics, like the Baptist. Good Lord.
I know it's just something that comes up a lot. That's the thing. It's not just, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about other churches outside of like the Catholic churches that I've been to with me and my family.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's really this weird notion of not only do we have to let everybody in, but if somebody who's been here for a long time is end up starting trouble with like let's say one of the new people or a new person, then we're just going to ignore it and let it never resolve.
Right.
We might give them a pat on the back or take them to the side and be like, hey man, calm it down while you're here. Just keep it out the church. But other than that, you're not going to do anything.
Yeah, this is slight gripe I've got is why don't members of a church kind of like, not just the Catholics, right? I can think of a whole bunch more. Actually, even some within Orthodoxy. Why don't you stand up? Why is it not the case that they don't stand up to the leaders? If it is the case that I would assume that if you're looking at it from a religious standpoint, if you can find some type of biblical passage that basically cites, hey, this is not a thing we're supposed to be doing, Mr. Leader of our congregation, you should be opposing this or whatever, right? It should be the members that are basically demanding a standard from the leaders, and the leaders should be demanding that the members meet said standard. I don't see why this is a problem, other than we just all like kumbaya have to get along kind of thing. That's just weird.
Honestly, I think that is it specifically. I think that maintaining the sanctity of the church, I think maintaining the sanctity and the goodwill of the church is above all other aspects of it. It's kind of like an Asian mentality where we gotta save face at all costs.
Yeah. Yeah. Take your pick. But that's really my biggest gripe with the church. Outside of that, I'm actually a big fan of it. Again, I might be an atheist, but I'm also a Christian nationalist. I'm a big fan of using the Bible as a weapon to beat the hell out of somebody. I've got no qualms with that whatsoever, right?
You know what? I gotta ask you a question. How in the world does that work? Like, you don't directly believe in a creator in any way, shape, or form, but you do believe with the morals in the overall code that the Bible provides.
I'm a consequentialist. It's an ends to a means kind of concept. So if I can look at, say, Christianity, and keep in mind I am biased as shit. Like my family were all Christians. I just happen to be the freak that doesn't have faith. But I can sit down and look at the results over the last, at least 1,000 years, and I can agree that this is the thing that got us here. And I'm not so opposed as to where we are in a major concept, right? Like the society we live in, I'm not absolutely like just miserable in it. I think there's a lot of good stuff that I tend to agree with, right? The nasty stuff is more of an irritation, a trivial thing that I also don't seem to think that's all that like anything more than a major annoyance that we're stuck to have to deal with, right? But it is those principles, it is that tradition that's carried us to where we are. I feel like it's kind of like a bad idea to say, hey, look, me as a child, I'm 40, but I kind of see myself as the child in the family. Me as 40, don't really, like, who the hell am I to question what the last, 5 generations, 6, 7, 8 generations before me has done? It's worked for them. It clearly put me in the position where I'm at. Who the hell am I to question whether it ought to be a different way? So when I sit down and I look at Christianity, I'm like, okay, so even if it's the case, it's going to be a cultural thing. It's going to be a set of standards. Why can't those rules apply? They've done the thing that they've done to get us here. What are we complaining about? Other than we want more choices, which I opposed absolutely. It seems like the more choices we get, kind of get a little bit more nastier. And that seems to be the case. What Christianity is really about is opposing like the human nature, right? Like that's the thing. You're supposed to check yourself. oh, I want to rape, pillage, and plunder, right? The thing that should stop me is me keeping that in check. Right? So if I can't do it, right, there should be a group of people behind me to stop me from doing that. In this case, it's just, okay, so it was a bunch of old people that got together. Even from a biblical aspect, right, if I don't believe that any of the stuff inside of it is true, right, I can say that there's a lot of parables, there's a lot of stories in there that are basically meant to teach people how to behave. I would look at it like a guidebook to life, and I don't really see much of a problem with that. I don't see too much negativity out of it. So when I say Christian nationalism, I tend to mean like on a political level. I just ain't got qualms with it, is really what it boils down to. And I can't really seem to find anything that has better benefits.
Well, I personally, I have a friend who is an atheist, but he quite frequently says he would rather raise his kids in a Christian society because it creates safer societies and it has better results.
That's kind of what the argument. Yeah.
That is true.
You have people who are atheists because they don't believe, and then you have people who are atheists because they're contrary.
Oh yeah. That the whole rebellious nature. Well, I generally oppose that, anyways. I mean, like, you expect it out of a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, maybe a 10-year-old, right? You don't expect that as an adult. Now, who are you rebelling at? Who are you rebelling against as an adult?
Yourself, in a way, I guess. It's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. So the whole like contrarian position, or to be contrarian, at least in a consistent state, that just doesn't make any sense to me. There has got to be something that if you're 40 years old and you ain't figured out how to align with something, go find a ditch and crawl in it. Like, it's like you're never going to find anything because you just don't want to be aligned with anything.
And this wraps it right back around to my earlier question about why old people get attached to the internet so much. Maybe they just straight up don't have an identity that they are willing to hold on to. Or maybe they're just people that are lost, and maybe all this time and all this effort and life experience has accumulated up inside them. And they said, you know what, I really don't know what to believe anymore. The world is changing. It's not like how it was back in the 50s or 60s or the 80s or however old they are. So they go to the internet in order to find answers. And now we're dealing with a whole bunch of old people arguing on the internet over stuff that really they can't control.
Pretty much.
It's just, here's the thing. You know how young people adopt the internet and do pretty much that? It's the same shit old people do, but now they're also adapting the internet.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Young people got to do it because that's how they learn and grow. Old people have lived their lives already. They should be at least attempting. I don't know what type of like life experience they had in the past, or whatever personal ideals or any type of experience that they went through. But once you're, in my opinion, once you're like 60 or 60 plus, you gotta have at least something set to where the internet shouldn't really matter outside of the occasional news article or voice chatting with your grandkids. But I guess that's not the case.
Nah, it don't work like that. See, old people in America,
don't work like that again.
They don't do what's best for the next generation. They do what's best for themselves, and only themselves. So they ain't gonna do anything they can.
Hey, guys, I'll be back in a little bit. I got to take my old man over to the farm. He wants to go for a ride, so we're going.
See, that's what old people gotta do. See, that's
damn.
That's right there. That's something I would do with my grandmother. Be like, hey, she wants to go to the park. I'm gonna drive you there. Give me your little handicap sticker so I can park wherever I work, anywhere I want, and I'll take you. You can go feed the ducks, grandma.
Damn. Can't disagree with that. It's actually not a bad idea. I'll be back in a while. Y'all I'll catch up probably before the stream ends. We ain't gonna be gone that long.
Good talking to you, Doug.
Good talking to you.
Yeah, I'll be back, man.
Alright. No, fucking, that's just what old folks do. I try to talk to Brave. I haven't tried to talk to Stanley about it, but I'm like, Brave, you should let that be for you. It's kind of
I tried. Honestly, I haven't talked to Stanley because I know talking to Stanley isn't going to go anywhere. And I just let Brave do his thing because, you know, he hates me for trolling him too much in the past. But, in all honesty, I think that regardless of whether or not they had the little debate or not, I think it would mainly just get a couple views on the channel, and that's about it. I mean, we're not really going to go anywhere outside of that. But I don't know whether or not they want anything more than just to scream at each other and get views because of it. I just don't see that. I just don't see the bigger picture, other than just people want to see it happen. Like outside of that, like, is there a real reason? I don't get it.
You and me both, man. You and me both. I have no idea. But I can't even remember. I can't even. Let me tell you, it's been so long since I played this game. I can't even fucking remember how to spool up my engine to do big jumps.
Is there not like some sort of keybind for that though?
That's what I'm looking at.
You're in the help menu. You're still in the help menu, right?
No, I'm in the keybinds menu.
Okay. So, from Star Citizen, I don't know how they do it, but I do know a lot of extra keybinds are usually sectioned into certain traits. I mean, into certain categories. I don't know if Star Citizen is like that, but it should have a keybind in order to have like stabilization or something like that, shouldn't it? Because that sounds like some sort of complicated maneuver.
Oh no, it is definitely a keybind. It's like, dude, when you're piloting your ship in Star Citizen, you are actually piloting your ship. Like there's people who have a bunch of money who play this game religiously, and they have entire gaming setups just for Star Citizen, where it mimics the cockpit.
Oh, you mean like those joystick controls?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen those online. And honestly, I've seen that for what's it called? Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's what I've seen. I didn't know they had setups like this in Star Citizen anyway.
Yeah, look. They use a VR headset, and if I hold F, right, I can control like actually press the cockpit buttons. But because I don't have a VR and I don't have it set up, I don't have it enabled, it won't let me do it. I can just do the bare minimum.
Not gonna lie, this overview is glorious.
Oh yeah, no, the Star Citizen's a very beautiful.
Yeah, I keep forgetting how advanced a lot of these new gen video games are. I play video games every now and then, but most of the stuff I usually play is like fucking Marvel Rivals. A lot of these in Total War, like we're playing Total War Warhammer when the Dwarf pack came out. That was fun. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna let you know now. We're doing body cam bingo on Friday.
Oh shit, I'll probably definitely join for that.
Yeah, I got it set up to where I have at least 10 bingo cards per, not per person, but I got like 10 bingo cards available. And then I'm gonna hand them out via like either Discord or email. And I have them letter coded so that you could like write it down really quickly, and I'll give you a glossary of each one of the letters mean, because each one is supposed to be a different thing that happens in the body cam footage. And if you get bingo, like the first one to get bingo is gonna get $10.
Okay, hell yeah.
I'll try it out sometime. I also found an alternative to StreamYard called Eximux, or it's EX and then Mux. I forgot, I don't know how you say it, but it's like, I looked at the monthly prices and it's like $20. So I think I'm just straight up getting that, but I don't know exactly how it works. I do want to try the Discord thing too, but like the main problem is that not everybody's on Discord.
Yeah, that does. And that is the worst part about it. it prevents porn bombers. I wish more people would use
Yeah, that does. Yeah, that is a great thing in preventing foreign bombers. That's fantastic. Like nobody's gonna straight up join a Discord, and you can't porn bomb because they can't see it.
it. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I want to show people how fun this game is, but I haven't played it in so fucking long.
You said you were supposed to be playing it with some friends. Was it? Who were you planning on playing it with?
I don't know. You know the guy Huss who comes on my channel, the Mongolian looking fella?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I met him when I was part of New Frontier, and me and him kicked it off. He was actually Bumpkin was my first friend in New Frontier, and then Huss was my second friend. And me and Huss hit it off more because Bumpkin was always busy, and me and Bumpkin worked the same schedule, except for I had more days off. I would do 12-hour shifts. He would do 8-hour shifts, and he'd be working when I would be gone. So me and Bumpkin really didn't do anything. So I joined Huss's Discord a couple years ago, and we occasionally play all kind of games. We play Barotrauma, we play Project Zomboid, we play Foxhole. We'll be playing this. Me and Huss will be playing this. I don't know if anybody's going to join us from the Discord, but sometimes we play the Discord trivia games. Shit, like every game I have on my computer, we've played. We've even played Squad. If it's a multiplayer game, we've played it together. And I'm trying. That's kind of the reason I'm trying to build up my my Discord community, because I want to play games with everybody. I don't want to just do politics. I want to do politics and game. I want to do culture. I want to do culture stuff in general.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna start reviewing these games, and then I'm gonna start reviewing going over actual comic stuff. But and I have the time now. Now everything's chilled the fuck out. So for like the past week, I've had the time. I've just been trying to get my life back together.
Are you planning on covering any behind-the-scenes stuff, video essay style, with panelists on board? Honestly,
I can. I'd have to do some study on that because I don't really get into other people's business, even if it's like culture stuff. I just do it from the outside looking in, but I can. I just have to plan it.
No, I mean you know how video game reviewers, whenever they review certain video games, they always have a little segment to where, behind the scenes, it actually turns out that, I don't know, John Ferrentes, one of the voice actors, had some problems with his wife, and that's the reason why the voice acting is so scuffed in this one part of the video game and stuff like that.
Oh, I mean, if I find out about it, yeah, I'll talk about it. But if I don't know about it, I'm not gonna search it out. That type of stuff.
I mean, whenever I start getting this whole StreamYard debacle up and running, I am planning on doing going deep dive into certain conspiracies on like the weekends and stuff. And I found this one really good video about how technically the entire porn industry is actually ran not just by one guy, but one guy who has actually allegedly been sex trafficking some of his workers for the past 20 years.
Oh yeah, no, that's been going on for real. So
not many people are talking about it, so I thought it'd be good content.
I don't think many people care, to be fair.
A lot of people really don't care about people getting trafficked or any sort of conspiracy stuff.
No, people don't really care.
It's fun. I like talking about it.
Oh no, I wouldn't mind talking about it with you.
Yeah, with the average person, it's fun.
Landing gear deployed.
I've deployed my landing gear like an idiot. Now I'm in beast mode.
Nice orange. What is that? Orange dust, orange hue. That light from the sun, I think.
Yeah. It's that part of the planet's getting to be dark. You see?
Oh yes, you know.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is like the different mode. Like you see how the crosshair is in the center of the screen. When I press G, it makes me be able to, instead of having fixed guns.
Wait, so you're telling me that toggles the gun? So since it toggles the guns on your ship, it toggles the rest of your ship as well? Or are you using separate controls for the guns and separate controls for the ship?
Okay, so okay, so this right here, this moving the ship, the right joystick, if you see in my hand, is for piloting the ship, right? When you have your gimbals locked, your guns are locked, so you can fire or use the right. But when you do the left, when you unlock your gimbals, that left joystick, even though it's not moving, it's for guns. So you're doing the whole, your guns are not gimbal, or not locked anymore, so now you can move them and fire them.
Okay.
Now once you lock them, it just like it's about here's the thing, space combat, and even like in real life, right? It's not like a fighter jet where you can get on target where that's real easy. Like this game goes based off theoretical shit. So in space, it's been theorized that to be able to gimbal your guns would be a huge advantage, because so say you're tracking a fighter who's like that far out ahead of you, right? And you know your guns are locked in fixed position like a fighter craft. Getting on target would be difficult as fuck. See, and then but if you have your guns gimbaled, you could be getting on target while micro adjusting where they're actually aiming.
Okay.
And the cool thing about it is that makes the sentence what I said not full of shit is some guns are not gimbaled. Some guns cannot. Some guns, no matter if they're lasers or like actual regular guns, some guns can't do this. Some guns are just fixed. And the balance that they created is the guns that are fixed, they do way more damage than the gimbal guns. Because if I don't lock my gimbals, right, and I have a ship targeted, they'll auto follow the ship while I'm just flying.
That's pretty impressive.
Oh fuck! I dropped the fucking chaff. I don't know how to spool up my fucking. I don't want to fire a missile. I know that much. I don't know how to spool up my stuff. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I feel retarded. I forgot completely how to play, and it will not let me launch. And there is no actual tutorial in this game.
So you really do just fuck around mostly in this game, don't you?
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Now see, let me see. Since I can't pull up my gimbals, I will go strafe some fucking facilities and commit crimes.
Are there any type of goofy little space station missions to where you could like rob the shit out of them for space pirate style?
It
sell it?
depends on what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
So
The only reason I'm saying that, I don't see like a mission hub unless you like skipped it or something. I just didn't see it.
I did skip it. Okay, well, we're out there and. Okay, I gotta go to the comms. Alright, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna go watch a tutorial later today. I'm gonna go, because this is just a fun little stream, so I'm about to go show some people at the flying aspect, because I can't remember how to fucking do anything else. I'm slightly getting annoyed at myself because I can't remember. So here's Port Thresher. Here is New Babbage. And let's see.
There's a place called Calliope? Or Calliope?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Calliope.
Yeah, Calliope.
It's a moon. Calliope's where I gotta go. It's a moon for Microtech.
Microtech, Ravens Boost, City Astro Processing Plant, or Cry Astro Processing.
This is the only bad thing about this game. Is it is a work in progress. So they are. It is really when it messes up, it messes up. So like I can try my best to do anything, fix anything in here. But if it won't work with me, I'm just gonna have to bounce out and come back. So this is the starport. We're gonna go. That's just my map marker.
Let's see what faster light travel looks like in this game.
Oh, I am not nowhere near ready. Cause like, there's only one more thing. That is, there's only one other solar system that unlocks, and I've never done it. There's my ship. By the way.
That yellow thing in the distance.
That thing? That is a city.
Yeah. Oh, that's a city?
Yeah, that's the city I just left. New Babbage.
Oh.
Yeah, the reason we're so far away is I've been floating around because like it's a multiplayer game, so you can't pause it.
Yeah.
So I've been floating around trying to figure out how to spool up my engine. So I've gone like 65 kilometers away. I can show everybody. And what sucks by the way here is I started to black out because my G-force tolerance is not that high. What's amazing about this is I can just drop in to the atmosphere at any time, and you can drop in on me from space. And I like doing this right here for an atmospheric feel. I forget how to lock the computer. I forget how to lock. But like, shit, like I like showing people when I'm showing this game off, going back in the atmosphere. There's like right now I am plummeting at 224 meters per second. Towards the atmosphere, or towards the surface. I'm still technically in atmosphere, even though I'm on the edge of space. So, Gary, you there?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so what you see me
There's a lot of
doing?
noise in the back. I was going to say the reason I'm mute is just there's a lot of noise in the background. I don't want my mic picking it up.
Oh, wow! I was gonna say I wasn't hearing nothing when you were talking or anything.
Oh no, I was mute. That's why.
But like you see, I'm heading towards this mountain range right here. I don't know if there's anything on the planet. I might get fucking shot to hell and back. But yeah, so right now I'm just going straight towards the surface, cutting it deep.
I really do like the realism of how when it zooms out, the HUD disappears. It's a nice little detail.
Oh, dude, I can if I remember the keybinds. I used to play this game a lot, so like if I remember the keybinds, I could show just how fucking beautiful outer space is and shit. Because in this mode right here, it's the best when you're trying to show people. By the way, your thruster's locked because you see how right here, it's only letting me go halfway, like right here.
Yeah.
That's because I have all my safety settings on. This will let me go. Like I can push past it if I want to, and I can also press C to have cruise control on. But I don't like cruise control. Now you have to cut your engines. If you just keep it like that, it'll stay on. So you see, the colored bar is your actual thrust. Is your actual airspeed, I guess. Is what it's called. And you see, as I get back into atmosphere, which I am fully in the atmosphere, and so I am no longer gonna have that. I have to maintain airspeed now. I'm fully in atmosphere. I'm gonna get my landing gear ready.
Landing gear deployed.
And so now that I'm in the atmosphere, my airspeed will slowly reduce until it gets in the negative where I'm just falling out of the sky. But I have my compensators and everything on because I still have I haven't had a chance to upgrade my ship or reset my modules.
Okay.
And I usually cut them off, so this becomes really redundant really irrelevant for me. But you see, I cut my light headlights on, and then you can go into airship mode. And if you find like a pirate base that you want to fuck with, you can go in airship mode and just use your gimbal guns to kill them. Now, flying in a storm, by the way, this is not me forcing the ship down. This is literally this is the storm's effect on the ship. And when you actually come from outer space and enter into atmosphere, and you're not in low orbit like I was, you can feel it ripping your ship apart. If you do a bunch
Does
of
it make some
maneuvers.
kind of weird noise when it does it?
Yeah, it creaks and cracks like a submarine.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh yeah, no, and here's the thing, if you do those weird maneuvers, you will break up in atmosphere. Or you
Would
can.
your ship? Yeah, I was gonna say, would your ship ever explode whenever you if you like hit a whole bunch of turbulence or hit some sort of storm when you're trying to
Landing gear raised.
enter the atmosphere?
It can. It quite for that is a mountain. Oh, by the way, you notice how like that. That's what happens.
Oh.
And you see that like I'm not dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a hell of a time landing this because I can't control it. But
Oh shit.
like because I got
Landing complete.
alright, boom. Now I'm just gonna die out here.
I was gonna say, yeah. Where are you? You're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I was showing everyone that you can explore. Power. Boom. I just opened the doors. This is my sleeping area. But yeah. It is negative 34 degrees Celsius.
So what's the maximum type of ship you can buy? Like the biggest type of ship you can buy?
Oh, they have capital ships in game.
They have capital ships.
Yeah.
Gee. What about carrier? Are capitals and carriers different in this game, or are they just?
I don't think
similar
they have
to
carrier
some?
ship.
I know in some games you can pilot your own carrier.
Well, that's the thing. I think they have carriers, quote unquote. But instead of a carrier, it's oh damn. That
Oh,
damage
dang.
is extensive.
they have an insurance type of thing in this game?
Yes. You know, like because I like cruising around without my helmet on, right? And you know how realistic this game is.
Yeah.
If I had my helmet on, I would have had like 2 seconds to put it on, or that would have killed me. If I was in outer space. Because if you get hit by a missile and it does that damage and it takes your structural fin off, or your fin off, like it did because I smacked the side of the mountain. And then, by the way, the only reason that I did not explode because I smacked the side of the mountain is I had my shields on. I had my shields at full power. And that's actually how this game works with momentum too. Because if you're piloting something and you start like goofing off or not paying attention, and you're in atmosphere, you can have all the assists you want, but if you don't slow your momentum down from one direction to the other, you're gonna crash. And I don't know if it's actually even gonna let me take off or get back in here because I think the ship's considered destroyed now.
Only one of your wings was missing in a little bit of the. Oh, never mind. Never mind. That's a.
Okay, no.
Yeah, never mind. That's a lot of damage. Okay.
Let me see if I have my graphics settings good enough to be able to see it from in here.
Hold on, I'll be back.
Oh, yeah, you can even see the damage from right here. You see the hole right there.
That's a fat hole.
Oh man.
All right, I'll be back. Give me a
Yeah, I'm
minute.
just gonna move while you're gone. I'm just gonna move the ship. I'm gonna probably be quiet for the stream. Gonna move the ship to get repaired.
Takeoff complete. Landing gear raised.
You see how unwieldy she becomes because of missing the massive wing. I forgot how to turn on night vision mode. That is something you can do. You can turn on night vision mode on the cameras. I am not good at flying in this game. Alright, I'm just gonna be 100% honest with you. I can't even tell. The ground is that way. Gotta be that way. I'm gonna put it back on fucking VTOL mode. Oh shit, the ground is coming up. The ground is going heavy. Oh my lord, y'all are watching me struggle. We're just gonna land this big fella. Oh my lord. Any landing you can walk away from, alright? Oh no. I can't see. Oh my lord. Alright, we're gonna set this fella down. Oh my god, it keeps flipping. I died. I could not see. Well, this has been us attempting to play Star Citizen. I'm gonna go ahead and end it. So, we will be back later tonight with the homies in an actual political stream. And we will be back a little later today in a couple hours. I'm going to go watch some tutorials because I want to remember how to play and actually be able to do some honestly good gameplay for you guys. So, thanks for watching. And we're okay. See, we're okay. We're alive. They have free healthcare in the future. We will retrieve our ship from the medical bay. We'll get kitted out to go do some gang shit. Like, we'll be clearing, if it's still a mission that's available, we'll be clearing out a pleasure yacht and cruise ship that was attacked by pirates. We'll be attacking some pirate facilities on planet side, where we'll use the ship we were just in, because I can just get another one. We'll be using it as like a gun.